Why people are moving north of Seattle. Hmm. Let's take a look at that today. I mean, we all know they're getting priced out of Seattle. Maybe you're just tired of the noise and the traffic, the density. I don't know. But a lot of people are moving north, and there's a few pretty good reasons why, and some really wonderful places to move to. Let's take a look. Honestly, I completely understand why people move north out of Seattle, because North Seattle gives people really a different kind of lifestyle. You can still be connected to the beautiful city that we have, but you get more space, more trees, more Mother Nature, and in some areas, much more breathing room. And I'm talking about places north of Seattle like Edmonds, Mill Creek, Mount Lake Terrace, Linwood. It can be busy, and it's closer to Seattle and easy to get to the east side, but it's still very desirable. And Marysville, Lake Stevens, Arlington, even going more up north, Stanwood and Camino Island. There's a lot of places that are really, really beautiful around here. It just depends on your commute and what your needs are, really. Even Mount Vernon seems to be very popular amongst my videos, which is really surprising to me. It's north of Seattle, north of Everett, Camino Island. It's up in the Skagit Valley. But, I think if you were in the military on Whidbey Island, it'd be great. And then if you had like a remote job or hybrid, that might be really well working for you, or you could go down to Everett or Linwood and take the light rail, or you could go to Everett and take the commuter train. So there's a couple different ways to get around here depending on where you land and what fits for you. Now, every one of those areas is very, very different. Edmonds has more of that charming waterfront. It has some very wonderfully maintained older homes. It's got a tiny village feel to it. Mukilteo has beautiful ferry views and access, and you have beach access in Mukilteo, but you can also have beautiful views. Not a lot of shopping and retail right down there by the waterfront. Mill Creek feels polished, suburban. They have the golf course, and it's convenient. Now, heading up even more north, Everett has a mix of older neighborhoods. We have like North Everett, downtown, South Everett, Silver Lake. Lots of different neighborhoods, waterfront, Boeing. It's more affordable. The different pockets really vary, though. I was talking to a single mother who overpurchased with somebody else, and I'm helping her figure it out. And she's too far north for her job. She's got a toddler, and we're looking down around Everett now because it's more affordable than where she purchased, and perhaps a 2-story where she could build an ADU or a mother-in-law, or have a second living quarter that she could rent, and that could help supplement her income. So there's lots of different types of homes and different ways to work it around here for sure. And Marysville and Lake Stevens, they're more north of Everett. They're very popular. I live in Marysville, and I'll tell you, it used to be on another planet. If you were in Everett and you had to go to Marysville, it was like felt forever driving, and it's only 10 minutes, if that. Lake Stevens just used to be there. There's Lake Stevens. It does have one of the largest lakes in it, but I heard it is booming with millennials purchasing. And they're growing, they're adapting, and building out to suit everybody. It is a little more expensive, but you have the beautiful lake, you have the really great schools, and there's a lot of parks on the lake, and you can have a motor boat on the lake. So a lot of people think that's important and special. Snohomish, I've lived there. That's like in the valley. I feel it's like a historical town. It is the antique capital of the Pacific Northwest. And I'll tell you, they're all pretty much right there on First Street on the river. You have everything there. You've got shopping, bakeries, jewelry, secondhand. You've got several restaurants, all different types. They all have great happy hour food. And there's local Andy seafood right there. Wonderful, beautiful outdoor eating space there too. And you can just walk up and down. There's distilleries that have opened up and a lot of wine, lot of wine. So Snohomish is a great place to live. It's generational. Lots of generations have lived there. It's kind of the place where everybody shows up at the high school football games and the wrestling and a lot of events. And I know there's a wonderful women's networking and a lot of historical buildings right there on First Street. So when you go in, it's really wonderful. If you like that kind of thing, which I do, it's lovely. And they always seem to be opening up pretty new restaurants and stuff that are interesting. Like there's the Pie Dive, and it makes savory pies and sweet pies. So like they had a turkey pie that you could get, and that could be your dinner. And really good food. I enjoyed it. I thought it was super great. There's also the Cabbage Patch restaurant, which is a fan favorite. Been here forever. They have really good pies too, and they make their own homemade soup. One of those like Cabbage Patch soup type things. I think it's got some beef in it and beans and cabbage and stuff. It's so delicious, and it's in a historical house. I mean, come on. And you can go upstairs, and there's a bar up there. Or sit in the back on the glass-lined patio nook and enjoy your lunch. So lots of places with ambiance and definitely personality in the whole of Puget Sound, actually. You can go around and take a look and see what's still, been preserved. And so this is why I always tell people, don't just, move here. Always ask yourself, what kind of daily life do I really want? When I lived in Snohomish, I had a little business there, and I could walk to downtown, and I walked my dog almost every day. And we go down there's a small waterfront park. It's not wide, it's long, and there's a paved path, which makes it kind of nice. We go down there and walk through the town and see everybody enjoying their time because you do get a lot of shoppers over there. So ask yourself, when you're moving, what is important to you? Do you want walkability? Do you want a bigger yard? Do you want newer construction? Do you want mountain views? Do you want lakeside? Is a little creek enough for you? Do you need to commute to the Seattle area, Everett, Bellevue, or the Eastside? Do schools matter to you? Do you have children? Do you want peace and quiet? Do you want restaurants and shopping close by, walkability, or can you drive to it? Because north of Seattle is not one size fits all. Everything's very different. And like Marysville here, we have the casino, the Tulalip Casino and Resort. And it's so wonderful to have that here, but it's like on the other side of the freeway. And so we never really see any traffic coming in and out, but we get to enjoy everything they offer. They're starting to cover all the seasons. Like they have started the most beautiful drive-by Christmas lights. And I've watched it develop and grow every year. And they put up an ice skating rink. They've got food vendors. And then the casino itself has live music, lots of events. They have outdoor concerts in the summer, and they're generally oldies but goodies. It's also an over 21 venue, so it's adults only, and it's relatively small. So I think anywhere you're at or whatever ticket you get, it's going to be fine. So we go there almost every year and really enjoy it. Lots of things to do here in Marysville for sure. So one thing I think that people really love about this area is that you can access so much beauty and Mother Nature. If you want to kayak or paddleboard, there's so many lakes, rivers too. And then we also have the Puget Sound if you're very adventurous. I went kayaking in San Diego off the coast, and it was terrifying, but we did survive it. But we kayak on and paddleboard on all these little lakes. There's the 7 lakes up here around Marysville area, and they're so lovely, and they're tiny, and they're all spread out in the woods, and it's really nice to be able to go do it. You don't have to be an expert to get a kayak and enjoy the waterfront. So let's be honest, it's not perfect here, of course. I mean, no area is. I mean, traffic is an issue, and boy, I lived in Silver Lake. That's where we raised the bulk of our kids. And that was a lovely area. That's South Everett. That's by Boeing. It's probably as close as you can get down towards Seattle before you start getting into Linwood and Alderwood, where things get more pricey and more congested. And there is actually a little lake there too at Silver Lake. And it's also easy to get over to Snohomish. It's just a really good location. But I'll tell you, they brought in a Costco, they brought in a Winco, and traffic just blew. And so every time I left my house, I mean, I felt like I was Mario Andretti. But I navigated well around it. I just don't love it. And so that's kind of some things to think about where you move. Yeah, Silver Lake has a lot of benefits to it. It's got some older homes, new construction, condos right on the lake. But you do get traffic there. And our winters, you know, I consider us to have moderate seasons, but we do get the rain, and it can go for months. Generally, every day has a break in the rain, and the cloudy sky can open up. I've noticed a little secret around 3 or 4 o'clock. There's always some type of break for some reason. And so that can give you a little relief. But I feel it's moderate. If you moved to the east side of the state, over like to Spokane, which is a beautiful place to go to. Lots of historical buildings, everything you need is there. It's a college town. They have more severe seasons, and they can get several feet of snow. Their summers get very hot. And if you like that, that'll work for you. So all these areas can feel really different. When we go down to Seattle, I always check the weather. It could be 10 degrees different, believe it or not. It's really interesting. Down by the water, it's always cooler than where we're at. Even Silver Lake, I have family who still live there, and the weather can be completely different than Marysville, and it's, 20 minutes away. So because of the mountains and the ocean and everything coming off and over the mountains, we have a different weather system here, and things can feel completely different. I heard the San Juans, Orcas Island, which is if you're retired and you wanted that lifestyle and live on the island, I heard that's a banana belt, and they get well over 300 days a year of sunshine. And we usually go there every year for a day trip. That's one thing that's nice about here. You can go to Anacortes, which is north. I think from Everett, we do about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, and catch the ferry. Now you make reservations, so your spot's saved. And then take the ferry around the San Juans and go catch lunch. I had friends who'd get on the ferry down here with their bicycles and get on the islands and bike around Friday Harbor and Orcas Island. And it's a wonderful day trip, but you can also go get a hotel and stay. Lovely to have the San Juans here. Very, very lovely. So this is where having local people like myself who can help you get around, because there's so many different towns. Like Arlington is different than Marysville, and they're pretty close. We've got Mount Vernon, which is such a surprise to me. It's one of my #1 towns that people seem to be highly interested in. And it is a half an hour north from Marysville. And so, that's a commute if you worked in Everett or somewhere. It is starting to be its own town, but it's definitely affordable. It's got a beautiful historical downtown. You can go out and get your land. People go there for the Tulip Festival every year. That's worldwide. I'm sure people know about that. And, it does have a lot of community events and things. There's a historical theater there where I have friends who act, and they also show films. So Mount Vernon, for some reason, is really desirable. But you would want to be very careful about where you work, because that's a drive. And I have had people work in Everett in the military base and live in Mount Vernon. Fine for them. So when you're making a big move, just make sure you find out, because you don't want to have any ugly surprises. So if you're thinking about moving north of Seattle, feel free to contact me. If you just want a casual conversation, if you have some questions, I'm here to help. This is what I do. I help people. And if you want some updated infos on the videos coming up, or even be able to access all of my other videos I've done around here, go ahead and hit subscribe. My name's Marilee. Thanks for visiting my channel.